Hey, Carlos.
How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you. It's a little faint. Let me turn up my volume. I know sometimes. There we go. There we go. Now I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, awesome. Yep, perfect.
There we go. So happy Monday to you. Gosh, the day before Cinco de
Same
Mayo.
to you. That's right, man. Cinco de Mayo. I can't. It's such a weird Cinco de Mayo this year, but
I know.
looking
What are we
forward
going to
to
do?
it,
Sit at
right?
home and just hold a margarita? I mean,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I know. Virtual margarita parties.
exactly. Virtual. So, but tonight is a big night for you and for all of your castmates. Wow, episode 4, and Noah Hamilton is coming to dinner. Tell me about
Yes.
that.
Oh my God. Well, I have mixed feelings about the whole relationship with my son and her. So, I'm very attached to Vanessa. So, I'm treading, weird ground here with Noah Hamilton. So she's gonna make a big impact when she comes to dinner for our family. That's for sure. But yeah, man, it's gonna be there's some big surprises in this episode.
Part of me thinks we're going to get a doorbell and Vanessa at the door. That's what I'm thinking.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what's cool about this episode is this is the first episode that the cast has not seen yet. So while we're all watching it tonight, you guys are going to be enjoying it for the first time.
Yes, we will. So we're very surprised. And we saw kind of parts of the first 3 episodes and we saw the
Right.
pilot, but from this point on, we really have not seen anything. So, we shot it. We kind of remember it because it was a few months ago, but it's going to be a surprise to the audience as well as to us as well. So it's exciting.
That is really cool. And,
Yeah.
let's talk about the chemistry. I know we've talked about that many times before, but the chemistry of the cast is so electric, especially you and Lisa Vidal, who plays
Yeah.
Mari, your TV wife. Just the parts in the kitchen. You guys, the interactions and the dancing, it's so real, Carlos. Like it,
Mhm.
everybody I think is just falling in love with you guys as a couple.
Yeah, thank you, man. I've
Mhm.
known Lisa socially for years. I've never worked with her, although I worked on Being Mary Jane, but we worked in different episodes.
I can't believe
But
that.
we've known each other for many years,
Okay.
and the chemistry that we have is real. She's besides being a friend, she's an amazing actress,
Mhm.
and acting is really about it's like a chemistry. It's like
Right.
a dance. She throws me things, I throw her things,
Mhm.
and we're just and having our Puerto Rican crew being all like Latinos just brings the love and brings the comfort and the safe space to create and to have that chemistry as a family.
It totally makes sense. And I see like my parents growing up, they
Uh,
danced in the kitchen too. So when I'm watching, I'm like, wow, that hits close to home for me. So
yeah,
cool.
totally,
Yeah,
totally,
it's
and it's
really
real. It's real. It was like my parents were, and it's like, and that's how Lisa is at home. She's has 3 kids, and if you see her, you follow her on Instagram, she's always dancing in the kitchen. That's just
A-
her. So the
absolutely.
fact that we can incorporate it in the show was even better.
And I've seen some behind the scenes footage of you guys dancing. And I'm telling you, Carlos, your salsa moves
Oh
on
my
fire.
God. I'm okay. I'm not the greatest. I mean, I have like 3, staple moves that I use over and over
Uh,
again, and I
yeah,
fake
it's
the
like
rest. So
it's like you're going
yeah, the
back
little
and you like,
swing and like,
oh yeah,
meh,
that one.
I got 3 moves and that's it. It doesn't veer away too much from there. But once you're in the
Yeah.
music and you're listening to the music, it looks like. But we did. We had this crew that we can play with, man, and they would play salsa music in between the scenes. We had cortaditos.
Oh,
It was the family extended not only from our family on the film, but the
mhm.
family that the crew became to us.
And it shows. And of course, the family in the program has a bakery, so we see a lot of those baked goods in the display cases in the store. But I'm sure there were some real ones on set that you guys couldn't help but eat.
Oh yeah, and there were plenty of real ones on set that we ate. We would eat the props. The prop people would be like, "Do not eat the props, please. Do not eat the props," because they had to have 12 in one shot, and then we got like, "This is really good." Like
Hmm.
it's funny because when me, Victor, and David Del Rio, who played my sons, when we
Yes.
first got to Puerto Rico, they started telling us, "Yeah, you're gonna have to go to like baking school." And I thought, listen, we're actors. We'll fake it, and they'll do camera.
Right.
We were like intensely learning how to bake. Like we
Wow.
learned how to bake Cuban bread, we learned how to bake pastelito, we learned how to bake cakes, how
Mm,
to put the frosting on it with different
yeah.
forms. It was a real deal. We'd be there 6 hours a day learning how to bake. So, I mean,
Really?
yeah, oh yeah, it was intense. It was intense. It
Wow.
was the guy who his name's Carlos Ruiz, owns a bakery in Puerto Rico called Horno de Pan.
Okay.
Amazing, amazing baker. And yeah, we were in the trenches, man, learning how to bake all that stuff. So it
That
looks
is so
real
cool.
because it is real.
So it's the real deal. I'm thinking pan dulce. Like, I love my
Right.
huevitos. I love those. My kids call them little piggies. Those are my
Uh-huh.
favorite. But
It's
yeah,
funny because all cultures, man, all Latino culture, we that's the one thing that we have in common is that dulce. We all have from our different parts of our countries, we have that one signature pan, dulce that we
yeah.
can all like gravitate to, which is this is
Uh,
great.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that I'm connecting with people that are joining us. Somebody is asking, and feel free to write questions, you guys. This is fantastic. They're asking, why isn't Baker and the Beauty filmed in actual Miami?
It's very expensive to shoot in Miami, and to close streets in Miami was very it
Yes.
was very hard. I did a show for Four Seasons called The Glades, which we shot in Fort,
Mm-hmm.
kind of north of Miami. But it's very expensive. There's a lot of population, and Puerto Rico gave us such a love and such an opening to come shoot there. There was great incentives as well
Absolutely.
to shoot there, and that helped. And also, we were helping that island that has been through so much. For a show of our magnitude to come to the island, the jobs that we get to offer the people of Puerto Rico,
Totally.
it was a big, big, big deal. And and Puerto Rico looks beautiful on film. It's a blue sky, kind of
Oh,
location.
Puerto Rico is so beautiful. And I feel like episode 1 and 2 was big on character building, but
Uh-huh.
episode 3, which just aired, it was so beautiful. Like the scenes outdoors, you can't help but want to be there. And I think
Right,
that's what, I know Joanna Kearns, the mom from Growing Pains, is one who directed it. And she
right.
really, really just, captivated us with the visions of Puerto
Yeah,
Rico.
yeah, yeah. She was amazing. She was such a great director to work with because she's also an actress. So when you have actor
Yeah.
directors, directors that have acted before, there's like a shorthand with actors and what to do or what to say, or you want to try something, and
Yeah.
she was so open to that whole aspect. And I don't think she'd ever been to Puerto Rico. She really captured the beauty, the essence of Puerto Rico in her shots. And yeah, and also you found, our characters are growing, and there's a whole bunch of other characters that came now that have their storylines. And now we have like this big sancocho of soup of characters that there's
Yeah.
so many storylines going on that the audience could attach themselves to.
Yeah, and I was talking to David Del Rio just last week, and I was trying to figure out, who is Mateo going to be with? Is he going to be with Vanessa? Is he going to be with Georgina's character, Piper? I mean, there's so many
Right.
storylines that I know you guys have an idea, or
Right.
but
We do
all of
we
us
do
are
have an
going.
idea, but yeah, it's funny because Vanessa has been part of this family, for so long.
Mhm.
It's like she is like part of the family. So how she plays into the family and into the rest of the season is going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, David is hilarious in the show too. He's like the Latino Jerry Lewis, I call him, because he's so
Yeah,
funny. Every time that we would do a scene, he would end it in a different way with a different something even better than the last time, and had us all cracking up the whole time we filmed with him. He was
yeah.
he was, he was brilliant to work with. Yeah.
I could tell he has great comedic timing. And as
Oh,
far as, the beauty, played by Nat Kelley, she
uh,
has a following of her own. Pretty much it rivals Noah Hamilton's character. I feel like
yeah.
the Natalie Kelly fans are hardcore. What was it like being with her on set as well?
It's great because I didn't even know when I first saw her when we did the table reading. I didn't know that she was Latin as well. I thought she had an Australian accent, so I figured she was from Australia. But when
Yeah.
she started saying "no, but and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what?
Are
What?
you? How
Yeah.
do you speak Spanish? She goes, "My God, yo soy de Peru," and that. And she was just so loving and so open and such a cool, down to earth, like a earth mom. She's just so. And like I said, we all gravitated together. We used to all hang out together all the time. I really didn't know of her, her following till after I met her, but I just thought like this is like the coolest, most beautiful woman that has, had her presence in our show.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has a lot of following, and she has people who love her. She has like big time fans, and it's cool to hang out with somebody like that, and it's cool to see how she incorporates her show into her fan base. It's really awesome.
Yeah, she plays the part just perfectly, as you all do.
Yeah.
And I know,
Yeah.
like you said, you guys all hung out after. We have a few mutual friends, so I know that people know that this cast likes to party. I'm curious, who parties the hardest?
Oof, that's a good one. Who parties the hardest? I think me and Lisa. You know, and
That's what I
party
heard.
when I say that we go out dancing, we go out, you know, we like to, we have good, nice restaurant, good meals, and then we'd always have to hit some kind of club for at least, and I'd always be like, oh, Lisa, I'm tired. I will follow up, you know, just 10 minutes.
Like,
10
let's
minutes
go,
would
let's
turn
go.
into 2.5 hours of
Oh,
dancing, sweating.
man.
So
Woo.
Lisa was she was like the coordinator of the nightly events. She was like she was the one who put them together. Great restaurants. She'd set it up. So like I'd say like the cruise director was Lisa on our show.
Okay, that makes sense. And after talking to Belissa, she was saying sometimes she'd be like, "You guys, I'm just ready to go home." And Lisa's like, "No,
I know.
let's go, let's go, let's go."
I
So that
know.
is that funny?
She's our youngest one, and she was always the one that was like, "Oh, I'm tired."
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Lisa, come on, you know. But she was such a trooper. You know, it's funny because me and Marty kind of had a relationship like a father, because you know she's young and she's, you know, her first time like away on a job for 5 months. You know, for
Yes.
somebody in their 20s, that could be traumatic. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So me and Lisa became like her surrogate parents in Puerto Rico. You know, we'd always make sure she was okay, and whenever we
Oh,
had an earthquake or you
yeah.
know a hurricane, that was our first phone call. Is Belisa okay? Are her cats okay? Is everything okay with her? You know, we kind of took on this you know, this kind of like pseudo parenthood that again it shows in the show too as well.
Yeah, that is so cool. And let's talk about, I know you have a huge history of film and TV, but somebody commented that they loved you from back in Fools Rush In, back in
Oh my God.
1997.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's a Fools Rush In is a movie I did with Salma Hayek
Yeah.
and Matthew Perry, and I played Chewie, her ex-boyfriend, in the movie.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
funny because that was that was one of the first like interrelationship kind of, you know, comedies that really, you know, it was the white guy and the Latina, and it was such an impact, I think, to a lot of people, and people love that movie, you know. Yeah.
And I love how your characters can vary. You can play the sweet dad, you can play the scary guy. You're actually a very scary, like, mafia
I know,
chef.
right?
When you're that guy, you're scary.
It's so funny because people tell me like, "Why do you always play bad guys? Why do you always play?" I go like, "I don't always play bad guys. I mean, maybe the things you see might be the bad guys, but I did. You know, I was on Friends. That was a comedy. I'm happy to play like little parts in big movies or play like Rafael in Baker and the Beauty. You know."
Yeah, and all the cast members have said that you and Lisa really took everybody under their wing, like you said, and just kind of were the leaders and just really gathered everyone together, which is why probably audiences are connecting week after week, and the ratings show it. I mean, people are really wanting this right now, especially during this quarantine time.
Especially during this quarantine time, you know, something to see yourself as a Latino and in a positive light on screen, and that you could see it with your kids. You know, there's no gangs, there's no blood, there's no, you know, it's just like a feel good. Right now, I think as a society, we need to disconnect, man, and we need some positive images and light and good stories about family, because, you know, when it comes down to is about love and family. At the end of the day, you know, something like a pandemic like this, it hits everybody. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, you know, you deal with it in different ways, but the effect is affected to everybody. And what do you, I think as a society, we tend to go to our family. We get to the people who love us and that we love and they want to care about. You pick up, I've talked to people I haven't talked in 20 years in the past month, that all of a sudden I've connected, and then they live in Germany, and I'm going like, this is mind blowing. We should have done this like, you know, once every 3 or 4 months, just like shut down everything and just reassess our lives, because sometimes we're on this little hamster thing, man, this trail that we go crazy. Now it's been a good reset time.
Absolutely. Well, Carlos, this has been, so I could talk to you all day long. You were
I know, same here, man.
Easy
this
to
is
talk
great,
to.
bro. You're awesome. It's been a very, very easy interview, man. And yeah, you've been very cool. All right, brother.
All right, Carlos. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. Again, I thank you, as always, for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time right here on the couch. Take care.